So you want either to learn how to key a green screen or to improve your green screen keying techniques. Visual effects in Hollywood blockbusters show us the quality of the keying that can be achieved. But how do they do that? What exactly do they do, and what do you need to do to key a plate as good as we see it in big movies? This is exactly what we will be talking about in this video. After more than a decade working in visual effects industry, I gained some knowledge about it, and now I share my experience with those who want to learn how to comp like a pro. Yeah, these are projects I worked on. So let's start from scratch. First of all, we need to settle with the software we will use for our work. I know there's a lot of software you can use to key a green screen shot, like After Effects, Premiere Pro, Resolve, Fusion, Final Cut, Motion, and so on and so on. If you write down a comment about what software you use for that, I think we could see a pretty long list of other programs that also can do the same trick. But if we want to do it like a pro, like they do it in VFX studios, then our choice should be NUKE from the Foundry. Long story short, it has almost everything we need, plus it was made in a way so you can customize it with a Python programming language for all your personal needs. All big studios like ILM, Data Digital, Framestore, MPC, and so on use this software as a main compositing instrument. So that's the first thing. We will work in NUKE. And it's not only about keying. If you want to become a compositing artist and to be a sought-after specialist, my advice to you: learn and work in NUKE. Each time we work with image in NUKE, we denoise it. There is no exception for keying. Let's check this area. You see this noise? It has to be removed. And if you're familiar with NUKE, you're probably right now thinking about Denoise node. Yeah, NUKE has this Denoise algorithm, but hold that thought. This is why I said NUKE has almost all instruments we need. Yes, NUKE has Denoiser. It can give us a decent effect, but it won't be the best quality you can achieve. One of the few instruments I can advise you to purchase in addition to NUKE is Reduce Noise from Neat Video. This plugin is an industry standard when we talk about denoising a plate for compositing. Just check it. It works beautifully even without any machine learning. And speaking about the quality of the image, I want to mention one thing. If you have an option to choose a camera and a codec you will use to shoot a video, I strongly advise you to stick to RAW recording. I know, it will cost you more, but the final quality will be much better at the end of the day. Big studios work with high-quality materials that were produced by capturing the raw data. Nowadays, RAW means different for different brands, so try to pick an option where you will have less compression. For example, right now I make practice materials for my compositing courses using Sony FX3 with Atomos Ninja 5 Plus with Apple ProRes RAW recording. It's not RAW in original meaning, but the quality of the image is really good for keying. I don't feel a huge difference compared to materials I worked with in studios. For me, this is entry level in terms of good quality for keying. And now let's jump into the script. For starters, let's use chroma keyer. Pick a color, create new background and edit with merge operation under. What can we see? It's obvious that now we have transparent objects where they have to be opaque. And if you check after chroma keyer, you can find areas with garbage where we have to see only background. This problem leads us to the main principle of a good key. We don't need to try to pull a key with only one or few tools connecting to a single node tree. Let's split our image a few times in different areas and work with separate elements individually. The concept is simple. The whole image is divided into three areas: core, edges, and garbage. Core is an opaque part. All elements in our scene that are solid and have no transparency must be included in this part. Garbage areas have to be removed completely. Simple like that. And edges. Based on my experience, you'll spend most of the keying time here. This is the area between core and the garbage. The quality of your key will be based mostly on this part of the image. Edges require meticulous detailing, so give yourself the time to do them right. But this is not the only split we need to do. Next step is another division. Core splits into RGB and alpha. Edges split into Cleanplate and edge extraction. You see, it's much easier to control RGB and alpha separately when you want to set up your core. In one part of your script, you make a dispel of the whole image, and in another part, you tweak a mask. This mask will include all opaque elements in your scene. Here you can see how I managed to do a core for our plate. This is dispelled image. You see just the minor tweaks. And copy node adds an alpha that now works as a mask for our opaque parts. Edges are a bit complex. Our primary keyer for edges is ABK Gizmo. This tool can use Cleanplate, something like this, to pull a key out of our scene. Based on the task you need to do, Cleanplate means something different. For example, on our cleanup course, we discussed that a Cleanplate is an image without any object you want to remove. But in keying, a Cleanplate means the opposite. It's an image that contains only those objects you want to remove. In our case, this is the green screen. Now, what should we do if we don't have a Cleanplate for the set? Just create one. And I think I can say that if you spend more time recreating your chroma background, you benefit from it with really good edges. Check this edge. I achieved this result by using Cleanplate I created. Check these wrinkles. Well, it wasn't 100% necessary to do that, but at least right now I can show off a bit. So by now it probably looks like we have finished dividing our image into different areas. No, we haven't. We really haven't. Buckle up. Most likely it won't be possible to do each task, make the Cleanplate, extract the edges, dispel the core, create an alpha for the core and make a garbage mask in one step. Most of the time, inside each of the tasks, you will split the image. It will lead to script structure, where one task will be divided into separate node trees. In this script, you can see it in core alpha and edge extraction. Eventually, we will have perfect core, perfect edges that we add under our core, and removed garbage. By this time, we are almost done. It's obvious that now we need to add new background under our kit plate, and we are done. When you add it on top, you may see some areas to tweak. So let's talk a bit about background. First of all, don't work too many hours on edges without having a final background. Make it first and only then finalize the edge, making the best quality you can get. Also keep in mind that background can be tweaked to have a better final look. I don't have an example of this idea in our script, but I can show you another shot from my NUKE 101 course. This is a sequence we use to explore what instruments we have to key a plate. Let's check this area. This is background, and this is tweak I did before and now. Final result looks much better. So don't be afraid to change the background with color correction, blurring, transformation, or any other changes you think might benefit your result. Eventually, the only final look matters. And speaking about the final look, you definitely can check your progress right after the node you are setting up right now. But the most effective way to check the quality of the key will be looking at the end of the script, where your plate already merged with the background. These two nodes both work for me, but if we check their impact on the final look, it will be obvious that this node works best. When you finish your key, don't forget to restore that digital noise you removed from the plate at the start of the script. And then you'll be good to deliver your final result to client or supervisor, depending on your situation. Let's quickly summarize everything I said. NUKE, raw plus denoising, 3 levels of division, Cleanplate, background, and checking the final. I have gathered all the key points on the slide, so you can pause the video and take notes. Remember all these 7 tips, use them, and repeat, you know, how Monica advised.
The important thing is to take your time. You want to hit them all, and you want to mix them up. You could start out with a little 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, a 3, 5, a 4, a 3, 2, 2, a 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 4, 2, 2, 4, 7, 5, 7, 6, 7, 7, 7, 7.